William Hunt Savile Row, the perfect gentleman's playground in London, Manchester, Glasgow and Harrogate. How to play the Trilby Tour, rule number 56. Fog does not make you invisible. Even in the foggiest conditions, the camera can see you playing terrible golf. Rain, fog and all-pervading damp greet the Trilby Tour at Whittlebury Park for the Championship of Northamptonshire. Spirits, though, are high as the course is in splendid condition, offering birdie chances galore. But this is the Trilby Tour, so there's no guarantee any of them will be taken. In the show, we'll feature the best play of the day, our four-man three-hole playoff, and the rain helped us harvest a bumper crop of terrible shots for Rogues Gallery. Now, let's go to our well-sheltered commentator, Rob Lee.
Thanks, Mac. We're right in the middle of the country, Northamptonshire. High up with low cloud, that's not a great combination. Look at the drones struggling to stay aloft to give you these pictures. It's moody and magnificent. First half of this golf course is tight and the back nine's more open parkland. Let's get over to William on the first.
Chris, you're responsible for us being here, aren't you?
Yes, I went to Carris Green and it was such a fantastic day. I thought our club could do with this.
Okay.
So I come down here, spoke to the bosses here, and they said, "Yeah, let's set it up."
And you were right.
Yeah,
we're here.
Yeah, second year
Second
here.
go. Second go.
No, it's brilliant.
And are you going to win today? Because it's almost your tournament, really, isn't it?
I feel confident today.
Yeah?
I want to get over 30 points.
Okay.
25 last year. I want to do better.
What is your normal score around here?
Over 30.
Okay.
Over 30.
So why only 25 last year?
Nerves. I was
Is that what it
nervous.
is, yeah?
Yeah, I was nervous last year,
Yeah.
and I joked about people with their legs shaking on the first tee, and I got on there and my legs were shaking. It's very nerve-wracking.
Chris, play well.
Well, he's got 17 handicap, Chris Knight. 3/4 of that, of course. So the opening tee shot at the par 4 first. The ball's not going to run miles today. And that's a pretty good start. Take that all day long.
We saw you here last year.
Yeah.
And previously we've seen you in Sprouston.
Yeah.
How do we get on?
Sprouston, I think I was leading on the front nine. Collapsed a little bit.
Doesn't count that front nine, does it?
No.
Yeah.
The rain come down.
Yeah.
I never had my waterproofs on.
Okay.
And it became a problem.
Okay.
Last year I done very well. I finished, I think it was 14th.
Doesn't count outside that
No,
top 10.
no,
I mean, people go on with that. Oh, I was 12th, I was 14th.
Yeah, I was there.
No one cares. Nobody
31.
cares. It's the top 10
No, I
or
understand.
nothing.
No, I understand.
Go on, so top 10 for you today?
So hopefully, a bit different today. I got shot back today.
Oh, go on.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gone from 11 to 12.
Okay.
But obviously I've got to tee off.
Okay.
Once I get off my tee, that's all right.
Okay,
I'm fine.
so top 10 will be good enough for
Be
you
good,
today?
very good. Yeah, very good. I'll enjoy that. Top 10.
Play well.
Newmarket Golf Club, not that far away. So driver, no waterproofs, look, and it's lashing down. Warm applause. Oh, it's just to keep the hands warm, I think, that one. It's okay.
No introduction needed for Ian Marshall. 15th time out?
Yeah, 15th.
Playing well, I've heard. No, I've heard you're playing well, Ian. And your handicap's down again, isn't it?
Well, it's steady. It's steady at the moment.
Yeah.
It's very steady.
Now, each year you're getting closer and closer. When you first entered and first joined us, you were nearly there. And I think that was almost like a
2010.
Yeah, it's like a monkey on your back now, and it wouldn't go away, would it?
No,
And you were aiming for that all the time.
Yeah.
And then you relaxed about it. You kind of put that out of your mind, and then you start to play really well again and get close. And I think today you might go close.
Well, it's yeah, of course I want to get there, but I think the main thing today is just to qualify for the final.
Okay.
Just go see how it goes. I mean, it's a tricky course. Long hitters are gonna. You can't get the big dog out. You just got to play it pretty smart. You've definitely got to think yourself around this course.
I hope you do.
So driver for Ian. 15 Trilby Tours. He's used to the pressure, used to the cameras. He just needs to string it all together. No harm done.
Jamie, Trent Lock last year, how'd that go for you?
Yep. Played all right, not too bad. Tough conditions, obviously ground was hard.
Burnt out, wasn't it? Everywhere
yeah.
was burnt out. And
Qualified and went to hole,
Oh,
so it was okay.
go on then.
Finished 36, so
36
yeah,
points.
it's okay. Not too bad.
And how did we fare at Hull?
Not so good.
Okay.
Yeah, game wasn't in the best of shape before I
Right.
went to Hull, and
What happened? What went wrong?
just wasn't playing well.
Okay.
And it's not the easiest of courses. Fairly tough. Greens were quick,
Oof.
really quick.
They
but
killed a few people's scorecards.
yeah, it was good. So come back this year and
Yeah.
second bite at it.
Give us a prediction.
I'd like 37.
Then we'll come and have a look at you later.
Okay,
Play well.
no worries.
Plays at Camberley Heath Golf Club in Surrey, which I know very well. And he's talking about Hull. You mention Hull a lot of times if you want to get to the World Championship final. That's where it is. Popular spot down the right-hand side. It catches the rough. It doesn't quite release.
7th time out, Tom. All that experience, can you put it to good use?
I mean, 7 times I open it does.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah, I reckon I can.
You're a good player. But you've not really brought it, have you? You've not really brought it.
No, I seem to play all right on the practice days, but on the day.
You and most others. But on the day, it's difficult, isn't it? It's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
Now, your dad's here today.
Yep.
Is it your ambition to beat him, or is it your ambition to win today?
I've got to beat him.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can't go back and
No.
not beat him. No, yeah.
Apparently he's not playing so good.
No, he's a bit up and down at the moment,
Yeah.
which is good for me, I suppose.
Yeah. So if there were a pair of you were in that playoff tonight, how would that feel?
Be mad rivalry.
Really, would there be
Yeah.
out and out household rivalry?
Yeah, there would
There'd be
be,
no,
yeah.
no quarter asked nor given.
No, exactly.
No?
Yeah.
Good luck. Play well.
Tommy's the best of the Bruleys, the creme de la Bruley, if you like. So, oh yes, he's got some speed. That's what we like to see. Clubhead ripping through the impact area. And that is the best one we've seen. Tremendous in these damp conditions. Good one, Tommy.
Ryan, champion at Barbara 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Last year you had to give that trophy back.
not good.
Didn't you weren't comfortable with that, were you?
I'm hopefully the other end of the handshake this time.
Really?
Get this one, yeah.
But you were magnificent on that first appearance.
Yeah,
You just played out your everything
one
lined
of
up
them
for you,
days,
didn't it?
one of them
Just
days.
all lined up. You went in there kind of unprepared, really. To be fair.
yeah. Never played the course before.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Well, I played 9 holes, sorry.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
You're so confident, were you? You
bit.
didn't need to bother with the last 9 holes.
no, it was the rain actually that put us off. So I didn't fancy catching a cold for a week before. So
Yeah,
that
but
was
I remember watching you for a while. And just whatever you did just worked
yeah, it was one of them days.
right the way through.
you
Yeah,
know
right the way
yourself.
through. So what do you think today? What?
I'm looking forward to it. I've got my mate George caddying for me. We play a lot of golf together.
And
so.
the rest of the gang that you normally bring with the entourage?
No, they're no, they've bailed out on me this year.
too far
so
from home.
That's it. Well, we're probably closer this year
Yeah.
to Barbara than we are there. But no, just me and George today.
You've got that winning experience.
Yeah,
You know what it takes. You know how to do it. You're going to do that again today.
I'll try my very hardest.
Good man. Play well.
Iron for Ryan. Off the first, most people have hit driver. It's over 400 yards and it's damp. Undeterred. Full swipe down the left-hand side. It won't run too far in that. Moisture in the grass. Right, let's head out into the golf course. Catch up with Stephen Hall. He's second to the 6th. Now, will that bring him luck because it's his 6th Trilby tour? A Newmarket man. So quite short off the tee means he needs a bit of timber from there. Hopefully that's just avoided that really horrid grass. Coming towards the end of his round, 25 points for Chris Knight. And that's a par 3 this one. Well, that can't possibly reach the green, surely. There's water down there. Well, I don't think I've ever seen that. A layup on a par 3 when you've only got 25 points. That's called playing it safe. Jamie Bailey, the man from Camberley Heath. Trying to recover here at the 12th. That's his 3rd shot. Trying to creep closer to the hole. The Royal Whittlewood. That's the back 9. And the 14th is 164 yards off the back pegs, the par 3. Too much club. I blame the caddy. If it's too far or too short, it's the caddy's fault. It's left or right, it's the coach's fault. Knight now. Let's see if it pays off, shall we? Laying up on the par 3. The Whittlebury man. He only just carried the water with his 2nd. He seems happy with his choices. Not the steadiest on his feet, but he'll make it. Get around there, no problem. going for it. We like to see people going for it on the Trilby Tour. This is Hall. Half of the stately home there for him. I've been giving Chris Knight some stick for laying up at a par 3, but if he holds this, he does walk away with a par and 2 points. Stroke index 8, 3 points. 27 points in total for Chris. The Whittlebury man will have to watch everybody else and see how they get on. Didn't quite happen today. Marshall, second to the 13th. Good tee shot to put him in the pole position to attack this flag. Come on, Ian. There's a Trilby Tour win for you somewhere. I wonder if it's going to be here. That's a very good approach. A little bit down breeze and judged that nicely. They head to 14 and Beaver's second. Oh, he's got the club face open. Look out. Hasn't he played that well? That's unlucky. Actually played it too well, did Ryan Beaver. Back onto the front side, the Grand Prix 9. And this from the fringe. It's got a chance. Oh, massive swing at the end. A violent swing across the hole. 19 points, that's pretty embarrassing. Stephen Hall. Stephen, what went wrong? Where'd you make all your birdies? Ian Marshall, look at the concentration. All it was lacking was in pace. Almost made up for it in line. 33 points at this stage on a damp, horrible day at Whittlebury Park. He's got to hang on and watch what everyone else does. Into the back nine now for Jamie Bailey, but struggling at the 12th. Par 4. Over 400 yards as well, this one. This is for the par. It's a good effort. It's very delicate down the hill there. Bogey on that occasion, however, 36 points. That leads. Well played, Jamie Bailey. Others trying to catch him and get past him. Whenever you see red next to a name, it means they're under par, they're going well. That's the story here for Ryan Beaver. This is the important part of his round now, trying to close things out, and he does. 39 points on a damp and dreary day at Whittlebury Park. New target. Let's get back to William at the first tee.
Champion of Northamptonshire.
Yes, last year.
Here to defend.
Hopefully.
And how was it last year?
It's
Tell us about your
fantastic.
experience.
A very different day. It's very warm. But was travelling a long way. Really enjoyed it. I was off about lunchtime.
Yeah.
Greens were very firm and fiery. Today's going to be different, but it looks great.
So you brought in, how many points did you bring in last year to get
38.
38 points,
38.
Fantastic round.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, 4 birdies. See if we can defend that.
You were flying, weren't you? Absolutely flying through that round.
I dropped a shot on our ninth for 19 points front nine, and then just cruised it in. Birdied 18.
Would you like me to tip you today?
No, keep off me. Do not go for me.
Ouch.
So.
Well, driver for Tom Nimmo, defending champion of Northamptonshire. There's no holding back there, was there? That was the full larrup. Steady. And that's not bad. We'll see how Tom continues his quest for a successful defence when we come back after the break.
And while you make a cup of tea, ponder this if you please. Here is Kevin De Ecke preparing for his first tee shot. Using the limited clues available, can you tell us what happened next? William Hunt Savile Row, the perfect gentleman's playground in London, Manchester, Glasgow and Harrogate. Before the break, we asked you to predict what might happen next with Kevin De Ecke's first tee shot. Well, the eagle-eyed amongst you may have spotted that his ball is teed rather low. The resultant topping was, perhaps, as inevitable as was the traditional barracking Kevin received from the gathered crowd. Now, back to the man who's never topped a ball in his life, Rob Lee.
Well, that won't count as his longest tee shot ever. Fairly embarrassing, actually, but in true Trilby Tour style, unperturbed. Welcome back. We're at Whittlebury Park. 39 points. Ryan Beaver is the best in the clubhouse. That's going to be a pretty stiff test for those playing out there this afternoon. So let's get back onto the fairways and see how many people can make a few birdies. If any. Maybe not even one. Tom Nimmo, defending. 14th, 164, par 3. 19 points. Needs a heavy run in birdies from here. Well, that's a chance. He played it well. It would have looked good in the air. Daniel Panter on the tee at 17. He's not laying up. Got a bit of timber in his hand. Metal. Now, high in the sky, he's got to carry the water. That's not a bad golf shot from there. It's probably the only club he could have used to comfortably clear the hazard, the penalty area. Back to 12, Simon Green, Grantham. He won the Championship of Nottinghamshire last year. So he's used to Trilby Tour pressure. It's just an awkward bit of amoeba-like green line from the rough between him and the hole, so he'll have to circumnavigate that. Meanwhile, Panther back towards the pin. It was back towards the pin, but not nearly enough. So quite simple, he's got to chip this in for the par. 31 points. Oh, what a pity. What a pity. Nimmo found the target at the 14th. Come on, Tom, for the birdie 2. Oh, it's just going to be a par. And it will not be a successful defence this time for Tom. 27 points, D and Q. Now, what do you do here? Do you fly it all the way over? Did you try and use the fringe to slow the ball up? Would you just play left? Oh, a bit of everything there. It was awkward, very awkward where he'd left that. One of the late starters, Ray Doherty. Travelled all the way up here from Essex. Oh, what a shot that is. What a shot at the right time. That gave him a bit of pep in his step, and in the end, 35 points. That's in a playoff position right now. Creme de la Brûlée. 29 points. He's having a raver. Right. Online, and it's a bit into the wind. Try and get this right. Oh, and doesn't he get it right? Oh, a little unfortunate. Look at the excess check on that. Well, that's gone back 20 feet in the wrong direction, but very well struck. Panther's 4th at the par 3 17th. It's not going to help him very much at all. 35 points for Daniel. See how close he was there. He'd have made par at 17. Playoff position. Meanwhile, Brûlée. Putt for the 2 at 14. 29 points. It's all going well. Oh, yes. That's how you do it. He's flying now. Surely he's going to get in enough points to make it through to the playoffs. Surely. Green at the back of the green at 12. 22 points so far. That's good. This has got a chance. Get in. 36 points. Playoff position. They're starting to trickle in. 35s have gone now to be par or better for any sort of a hope. Let's get to William, who's going to talk through the 3 playoff holes.
Thank you, Robert. I'm here on the clubhouse balcony. I'm here with John, the estate manager of the wonderful Whittlebury Park, and you're going to talk us through the playoff holes,
which are we've got the 10th, which is par 4.
Yeah.
We've got the 17th, which is a long par 3.
That's the one that caused all the trouble last year.
That's the one, yeah. And then we've got the long par 5 to finish.
It separates the men from the boys, that one.
It certainly does, yeah.
So tell us all about them.
Yeah, so the first one, the 10th, you've got a big lake in front of the green. You've got to carry all that lake for your second shot. Yeah, very much so. It sorts them out from the boys indeed, yeah. You don't want to be short, that's for sure.
Last year we saw a lot of to and fro with the scores, didn't we? Sort of.
Yeah, we did a little bit up and down, yeah. So you know, obviously you can get on the green with your second on the 10th. Then it gives you a real good chance, you know, to hit that par, but you'll come up short. Obviously, if you go in the water, it puts the pressure on for the last 2 holes.
Yeah. Now the pin position was very, very tight last year. Quite cruel.
Yeah, it was, and the green slopes really down to the water at the front there. But this year, it's at the back.
Oh, very kind.
Yeah, but although to be fair, you don't want to be long because there's a bunker just behind it.
And what about any backspin on that?
Backspin,
green?
You're not too bad because it is quite far back. As long as you clear that water and get on the green, you should stay up.
Next hole, par 3. Not too short, 200 yards?
Yeah.
Over the water?
Correct.
Mean pin position?
It is, yeah.
No easy way out.
No, it's all carry. You know, you've really got to get the right club over, no point being short.
Nimmo was the man last year on that one.
He was indeed, hit a great shot in.
Yeah.
Great shot in.
That's really what set him up, wasn't it?
It is, yeah, and you know, with the green's been a little bit more receptive, hopefully, you know, there should be some good shots going in there today.
Pin position this year?
Pin position, sort of, not quite as aggressive as last year, but still in the middle, still need to get that carry because it's a steep bank back down to the water.
So we moved the pin slightly kinder?
Slightly kinder, yeah. Slightly kinder.
Very kind.
And there's a bit of a bailout left left of the green. If you really need to take it, right hand side stake.
Not helping though, is it?
No, not really.
It's a tough hole.
Tough hole, straight at it.
If you can get through those two,
you're on
we'll
to
come at the last.
Yeah, you've got a chance. It's a par 5, long par 5. Big hitters, they do have a chance of going for the green in 2, but most people.
Do you think so in these conditions?
Yeah, I mean,
will we get there?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I know it's been raining all day, but it's still relatively firm out there.
Okay.
So big hitter, wind's kind today as well, helping up there. So you could get on the green in 2, give yourself a chance.
And the pin position, as we can see, not too terrifying.
No, pretty kind. Plenty of green to work with at the start. Steady green or slopes sort of left to right as you come up to it. So yeah, should be good.
So what we've got is 2 holes of hell and a long par 5. Gruler uphill on their 21st hole.
Yeah, it's a tester. They're 3 testing playoff holes, that's for sure.
Back to you, Rob.
Robert, I don't mind really. Either or from William. Will. 17th tee. This is one of the playoff holes. Penalty area between him and the green and the target. That's a beautiful shot. Well played. Very well played. Not too much breeze right now. It's just damp, heavy air. Thornton's third at 12. No green to work with. Sending this one upstairs. Played it beautifully. What a shot. Worth getting that new lob wedge with the new grooves. Making the trip from Shropshire Golf Club is Mitchell Kerr. 14 handicapper and going well. 19 points through 10 holes. Through 9 holes, actually. This is the 10th. As the rain continues to tumble. A lot of Trilby Turians not brought their waterproofs, that's for sure. Bruley, 32 points. No, he's in good shape here. He just needs to go fairways and greens all the way in. And he'll make his way into that playoff. Nothing too wild. It's not quite what he was looking for. This is Heffer's birdie putt after a beauty off the tee at 17. Deserves it. Be a little bit left to right. Sit down. Settle. 37 points. Tommy Heffer. Good work. That's looking pretty strong. That's in a playoff position now, which is improving by the minute. So even though it's not very nice with the damp nature of the air, the course is playable. Soft greens. That is a really good up and down. And that's 37 points as well for Johnny Thornton. That's in a PO spot. 17th will be carnage when we get to the playoff. James Knight. Oh, now this is low, left to right and cutting. It's got to carry, stay in the air. Oh, I'm not sure. Borderline. He might be dry. And if he is, he can make a par. Mitchell Kerr to stay under par. Has to hold this. Oh, and he'll rue that because 36 points is clinging on to a playoff spot. But it might not be good enough. People out in the golf course are in the red. Creme de la Brûlée, one of those. Chipping this one down the green. Go on, keep going. It was nearly very good. Done so much good work up until this point. Doesn't want to let it slip right at the very end. So in the end, James Knight was okay. Might be able to find something special from here. Up you come, onto the green. Very good shot. Awkward stance this one, so a par putt will ensue. Back to Bruley for the par at 15. Stroke index 2. Oh, and he's knocked it in. 37 points. That's playing off right now. Who else is out there that could break par? James Knight could. This would be some par at 17. Oh, from the clutches of defeat. Makes a brilliant up and down at 17, and it's 38 points. So a new feature this year on the Trilby Tour. We're not going from 100 yards, we're going from a greenside bunker. 2 from 3. Bruley, Thornton, and Heffer. Heffer played a beauty. He's milking the applause. But for John Thornton, it's a trip to the World Championship final on 37 points. And good news for the other 2. So here are the 4 that have qualified. Beaver, Knight, Bruley and Heffer. Thornton joins Bailey, Kerr, Green, Doherty and Panther in the World Championship final. And we will be back after the break with the playoff, and we'll see who will become the champion of Northamptonshire.
William Hunt Savile Row, the perfect gentleman's playground in London, Manchester, Glasgow and Harrogate.
Welcome back to this year's playoff to find out who is going to be the champion of Northamptonshire. We are at Whittlebury Park, 4 nines of golf to choose from. We are on the Grand Prix and the Royal Whittlewood for qualification, and now it's down to 3 holes. 4 men looking to find and identify one champion. Let's get down to William with the playoff panel.
Thanks, Rob. I'm here on the first playoff hole at the magnificent Whittlebury Park. Got 4 great players: Ryan Beaver, James Knight, Tim Heffer and Tommy Bruley. Probably the most improved golf on the Trilby Tour this year. Last year at this stage, glistering sunshine, different conditions, but you're pretty tough with these players where you set the whole course up from. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, we've tried to make the first hole quite a challenge. Wind in your face.
Yeah. Did you arrange that?
Proving quite tricky, yeah, and also easterly, which means it's blowing quite cold, so the ball isn't travelling as far, leaving a very difficult second shot into the green for those that attempt to take it on. A lot of balls in the water today.
Okay, Rob, how would you play this?
Well, I'd push it straight down left-hand side of the fairway, because you've got a big tree on the right-hand side, and then you've got an iron into the green.
Now you've played in 3 playoffs?
Yep.
4 playoffs, 3 or 4 playoffs?
Don't know, I haven't won any of them.
It's all about between the ears now, isn't it?
It's all about that. The nerves on the first tee when you start are great, but the nerves on here is a different league altogether.
It's something else, isn't it?
Yeah, you start to, one mistake and that's it, you're out.
Lee, give us a winner.
James Knight.
Ooh.
Tommy.
I'm going Ryan. Back to you, Rob.
Thanks, William. Well, those 4 look like the usual suspects. Don't know if you've seen that movie. All lined up there. Like they've all done something wrong. They've done something right. They've made it through to the playoff. And they've got a 1 in 4 chance of making this their Championship of Northamptonshire. But the pressure's on. There's only 3 holes. You've got to start well.
Ryan Beaver, 24 years old, 6 handicap at the Cambridgeshire Golf Club. Been very good. One of them days again, I think. It's I played really well. I missed in the right places all day, and I made a few putts here and there. And I got to give a big beer for my mate George today, because his yardages was bang on every time. And if it went for him, I wouldn't have shot that score today. Like I say, you don't get to do this very often. Obviously, it's obviously I know I've played in a few times, but it's just seizing the moment and playing. And winning it again, it'd be great. It'd be nice if I could do the final as well when I get there eventually.
Par 4, par 3 and par 5. It's not a long hole, so just an iron for Ryan. And he's trying. Hopefully he's not going to be crying. That's all right, it's okay.
Number 2 to play, Mr. James Knight.
James Knight, Bramshaw Golf Club, 37 years old, and I play off 7. Really enjoyable. Started off really well, 13 points after 4 holes, 2 under. Tried to throw it away at the end, got a bit nervy, lobbed 16, and yeah, just held out in the last 2 holes to par them and yeah, get in. I was aiming for 36, at 38's okay. I parred 10, I got lucky going over the water, just hit the bank and rolled through, so it was okay. 17, 18 parred them both, so I had to get up and down on 17. There's a lot of water, so just get over the water and I'll be all right. Yeah, I fancy those.
I haven't heard that expression for some time. I blobbed. It's a great golfing expression when you don't score a point on a hole. Needs to score a point with this tee shot. And that's left. Is it coming back? I don't think enough. Squiffy one.
Line, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tommy Bruley.
Tom Bruley, 23 from Le Grand Mar, 7 handicap. We played here last year. I didn't play too well last year. I can't remember how many points I got, but we played yesterday. I got on well with the course. I think the course is in brilliant condition. It's I know we've had rain and stuff, so the greens are soft, but it's a good course. It really is. 10 was all right. I mean, I think I parred that. 17, I sat back. I tried hitting a nice soft shot into the green, which it didn't work, and I ended up blobbing it. And 18, I parred it. Yeah, I mean, 17 let me down, but you know, change it when I come to it now.
Another blobber going to Le Bruley. Right, iron. Nice and smooth, straight, please. They look to smooth motion. Now, where's this gone? Right. It's not good, wherever it is.
And finally, number 4 to play, Tom Heffer.
I'm Tom Heffer from Clacton-on-Sea Golf Club, 29 years old, off 2. Yeah, brilliant, really enjoyed it. Lovely course, Shame about the weather early on, but it's come out nice for a couple of holes, so yeah, really good. Putted quite well, missed a couple, but yeah, putted quite well overall. Wedge game was very good, and driving was pretty good as well, to be fair. So yeah, all round quite a good outcome, to be fair.
So another iron, the club of choice, first playoff hole. They're all single-figure handicappers, no shots given. That's a change to this year's format. In the playoffs, cameraman's got this one. Straight down the middle, is it? It's hanging on, it's on the fairway. That's the key thing. Others are not on the fairway, and it's a provisional for Tommy Bruley. That seemed to get a smattering of approval from the crowd that were watching. Yeah, that's much better. So the first one must be a horror. What a pity, all that hard work. It's over so quickly when you get into a playoff. A couple of bad shots and you can wave goodbye. This was a bad shot for Knight off the tee box. Look where he's playing this from. Just a hack and a scythe. Gets it out, he's done well. And he has done well. So he's played two, back in play. Well, you need to be playing from the fairway. There's water down there, so you can't really be too brave from here. Playing his third. Try and make 5. That's all you can do. That'll be fine. Up and down for a bogey 5. And with 2 holes to go, you're not out of it. Ryan Beaver's tee shot was pretty good. Let's see if he can knock this on the green. Well, the water is down the right-hand side. And that, can you believe it, is in the water. What a mistake, Ryan. You've got the world on the left. The only place you can't hit it here is right. Heffer after a good tee shot from the fairway. That is not right. Definitely not right. Guarding. And that's getting closer. And it's not wet. So here, playing his 4th shot now, is James Knight. Making bogey the hard way. Just try and stay in it somehow. Find the green, make a putt. That's just fallen off, unlucky. You can see how much that water comes into play, mind. Tommy Bruley, 3 off the tee. Right over the top of that tree. Try and find the green. Good strike, Tommy. Tried to work it back from left to right, but a lost ball off the tee box is never going to help you in a playoff that's only 3 holes long. So water ball for the Beaver. Working hard, 4th shot. Don't tell me again. That's just going to hang on. Just going to hang on, but he's played 4. Monster putt for a bogey 5. Anytime you put water into the equation in a Trilby Tour playoff, it plays its part, it really does. Heffer then, he's got here in 2, having to loft this one up, not much green to work with. Very tough spot, down breeze, hard to stop it. It's not a bad shot at all. He can still make his par, others can't. Bruley is one of those. Do very well to make a 6. Hit the pin. It's going to chase and run down there. You play well, then you have the weight, then you realise you make the playoff, you start again, and you're not the same person you were moments before. This will feel like an awful lot of shots for some of these fellas. Bruley in trouble, Knight in trouble, Beaver in trouble. That's a resigned look as he's walking up towards that one. Tommy Bruley for the double bogey 6. It's a good read. Just didn't have the speed, and that's going to be a triple bogey at the first playoff hole. Unless he goes birdie, you've got to think he's out of it. Heffer for the par. Brilliant. Oh, it's a brilliant putt. What an up and down that was for Tom Heffer. Just the right shot at just the right time. Remains level. Carnage all around. Double bogey putt for James Knight to go to +2. So another triple. 389 yards of sheer terror, the 10th hole. And so far, 3 players are 6 over par for it. And it's not going to get any better because Beaver's got his double bogey putt. Oh, just about. He's in second spot, believe it or not, after a double. 2 shots back from the leader after 1 hole, Tom Heffer.
4 very good players. We had 3 pars and a birdie in open play today. What went on there?
That's just the emotions, isn't it? That's just the pressure of everybody watching them.
Trilby Tour striking again?
Trilby Tour, yeah.
Trilby Tour havoc?
And 4 to pieces.
Rob, you weren't here last year for this, but I think this is the hardest hole of the 3 because they're in a zone and they've got to play this well or it's all over, isn't it?
Yeah, I disagree actually. I
Okay.
think we've set this hole up to be taken on today.
It's very kind of you.
It's playing at 188 with the flag in the middle there, so it's for the guys to lift
But
themselves.
it's do or die, isn't it? You know, if you get this wrong, it's finished.
This is a nightmare hole.
You think?
This is a nightmare hole.
Trust your yardage, my friend.
Okay. Back to you, Rob. Let's see them.
Cheers, William. 188 for the playoff. This hole, a little more forward than normal. So 188. Heffer in complete control here. Anything but the water. It's an ABW. He might have been a touch worried about that, but it's fine now. Not too far away from the hole. Looking very good. That's a dangerous shot out the way. Ryan Beaver, next up, 2 over. Plays with a fade. So has to start it left and try and let it bleed back towards the pin. Overdone. That's a miss right. James Knight. Triple bogey at the first playoff hole. Also hits a low fade. This has to carry. That's a very good shot. That's a really good shot. Damage done on the very first hole. Last up, Tommy Brewley. He plays golf the other way. Little draw. Cracker. That's a cracking tee shot. Well, you never know. 3 over at the first, then you go birdie finish, post +1. That is not out of it. But you would think he's got to make that putt for the 2. Dangerous par 3, this 17th hole. Really is. Ryan in the end found the bunker. Opened the club face, splashed the sand, watched the ball come out nice and softly. A little unfortunate. The spin he got on that. Sand compacted with the rain that we've had. Ball sitting up. Consequence was that bunker shot. Knight from the fringe. This would change his prospects if he could hold it somehow. Just a little cautious when he's chasing. This man, the leader, Tom Heffer, 2 putts he'll take right now. And that will be good enough for his par 3. He's proving to be too strong over a 3-hole stretch. Beaver, Knight, Brewley, trailing in his wake. However, if Tommy Brewley could knock this in, get back to +2, could take it down the last. Oh, you've got to give it a run. You've got to give it a run. It's a good part, but not what he was after. So 3 over through 2 playoff holes. He'll be 3 behind playing the final one, the 18th, which is a par 5. So Beaver to stay +2. Got to hold this. It's a big ask, but give it a run. It's going to get there. Oh, and some. And if that goes in, he slips to +3, which he does. Par 5, 18th. Damp. Doubtful whether anyone can get there. We'll see. Knight for the par. Another man on +3. Yeah, well done. They've certainly settled down and played this second playoff hole much better than the first.
Can I just say, none of us tipped this guy.
I think you're fine. I said Tommy at the beginning.
That doesn't count, Rob. It's the only way you're ever going to win it on the Trilby Tour. We didn't tip this guy. Rob, what have we got to do? What's he got to put himself through now? The guys are gone?
He's still got to go for it, because if he doesn't, the others all go for it and they can eagle it.
Can you defend on a par 5?
No, you've just got to play. You play your game. You can't just push it up there, because that's when you make mistakes.
Okay. So what you're saying is attack.
Yeah.
Because everyone's got to attack now.
Everybody's going to attack.
Yeah.
His stomach could be jumping around like a box
Lee,
of frogs.
how are we going to play this?
For me, you've got to go up the left.
Yeah.
You've got to go up the left, skirting the bunkers, and that leaves you...
But you're tired, maybe a little snap hook could put you in a lot of trouble as you go to the left.
I think these the 3 guys trailing Tommy in the lead there really need to go for this. I think the best way is up the left, and you can take the corners of the trees
Would you
off.
not just play for a 6? end it?
As Tommy, would Tommy play for a six? I don't think that's the right strategy personally. I think these guys are going to be going at Tommy in 2 to try and win it.
Okay.
And it'll be interesting to see how he performs under
Tommy
the pressure of that.
Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Back to you, Rob.
We've got a Tom and a Tommy in the playoff. Tom Heffer is the man that's teeing off right now. He's in the lead and looking comfortable with the driver at the par 5 18th. Now that's low. And that's chasing back out into the fairway. That's fine. Take that. For the other 3, including James Knight, they've got to cut loose. Crowd like it. 538 yards this one. I'm not chasing that far. That only ran about 10 yards. Tommy Bruley next up. Now, is this going to work its way back on the fairway? Come on. Come on. Yeah, good shot. Good drive. Ryan Beaver. Well, they've all found their swings up this final hole, the par 5. So the crowd and the 4 men attempting to become the champion of Northamptonshire. Heffer to make his move first with an iron. Doesn't need to go for this green in 2. Just get it down there, pitch it on 2 putt, and that'll be the job done. Well played. No such luxury for James Knight. 3 wood, full tilt, and smash it. Oh, there's all sorts of trouble there. It's skirted the trees and come out. You'll really have to hold that for an eagle 3. Ryan, I'm not sure this is set up for him, trying to turn it right to left around those trees. You can see because he was trying to hook it and come at it from more on the inside, he hit it fat and he's left himself a very awkward 3rd. Heels almost in the sand and the ball up high. That's hard. Very hard. Tommy Bruley. Trying to hook it around the corner. So his 3rds from there. It's not a gift par 5 this, the way the course is playing. Certainly not. Heffer's 3rd. 3-shot strategy. You're in control. Stay in control. Find the lawn. He hasn't. Well, you can see him making 6, but can anyone make any headway against that? They're all 3 over par. Knight has to get this one up and down. It won't even be enough. Got to hold it. That will not be an eagle 3. And he can only finish +2 at the best. Heffer's through the back of the green in 3. He can chip and 2 putt to finish +1. This has to go in. It's awkward, wasn't it? Very difficult stance. Half in, half out. Nasty. But not far to walk to play his 4th. Played a beauty. Must be disheartening. You work yourself up into a tizzy to play the playoff. You take a triple at the first or a double at the first, and then the air just goes all out the balloon. That was a story for Beaver, a story for Bruley. Played some nice ones coming in. Tommy Bruley might well make a birdie. Finish with Knight for the chip-in birdie. Trying to chase down the green, not quite. So Tom Heffer must be very relaxed about his situation. He can chip and 2 putt for a bogey 6, and that would be good enough. It wasn't the best chip in the world, a nervy one. He's now brought 7 into the equation. Oh, and he's starting to think about it. Can he knock this stone dead and make sure of it? It's not stone dead. There's always something to do to win a Trilby Tour Championship. It's amazing, isn't it? He could have closed that out. He's just left the door ajar a little bit. Not for Knight, because he can't finish better than +3. But Tommy Bruley has an opportunity to make a birdie. Beaver does not, so he's finished. +3 will do nothing in the playoff. Good putt and well played. Good day. Through to the World Championship final. However, now it gets interesting. Tommy Bruley knocks this in. He finishes +2. It would make Tom Heffer have to hold his putt to win. A must make. Oh, what a pity. Gave himself every opportunity and tried to recover from a poor first hole. It's quite simple now for Tom Heffer. He's got 2 putts for it. But he doesn't need them. He's tapped that one in, and Tom Heffer has played some superb stuff today, and he's the champion, of course, of Northamptonshire. On a dreary and damp day, there'll be nothing but fizz and celebration for that young man. He is the new Trilby Tour champion of Northamptonshire.
Surreal, absolutely surreal. Can't even believe it's 10 minutes to sink him. But still, I don't think it will sink him for weeks, to be honest. Just buzzing from head to toe.
Mayhem everywhere. You know, the guy kept his head, won the day once more. He's so excited to have won with absolutely no preconceived idea he's going to win. That's what the Trilby Tour's about. Just somebody having their day. And unfortunately for 3 other lads, didn't have theirs. And I have to say, we, each of the panel, tipped each one of those, and none of us tipped Tom the winner. I rest my case.
For Shot of the Day this week, we give you James Whelan and the closest we had to a hole-in-one at Whittlebury. 4 inches shorter, and the drinks would have been on James. And he's probably relieved he missed. And now, because we show no mercy even when it's tipping down, we offer the worst shots of the day in Rogues Gallery, starting with various approaches to messing up the 7th. Here, Mark Shepherd perfectly demonstrates going long and left and into the bushes. Ellis Roberts shows a slight variation of this method with short and left and into the bushes. While Daniel O'Driscoll proves that you can play the 7th without involving a single bush by sending your ball low, down a ditch and into a stream. Up next, some lovely nonsense from Stephen Thorpe on the 2nd. First, he decides to send his tee shot into the rough. And then, after a drop, he hits his follow-up with pinpoint accuracy into a bunker. Oh, the consistency of that man. In the sand further up the same hole is James Brownlow, who proves he has mastered the incredibly intricate bunker green lake style of golf. While back on the tee, Lee Powell shows everyone how not to bother with rough bunkers, dropped balls or greens by simply bouncing his shot pathetically into the pond. Ellis Roberts again, showing how to play a rubbish shot and then make a face that somehow manages to blame the whole thing on everything and everyone but himself. And an In the Lake on the 10th masterclass now, first from Andrew Gates and the simple just wang it in there, no messing about method. Then Darren Imrie with his renowned middle of the pond double skimmer technique. And finally, Nigel Farrington with the approach known simply as, have you ever actually played golf before, Nigel? In the words of Alfred Lord Tennyson, forward the Light Brigade, charge for the guns, he said, into the Valley of Death Road, Nick Church on the 6th. Also on 6, this shot from Robin McNaughton, which is, I think you'll agree, more pathetic than poetic. The rule on 15 is simple, don't end up behind the big tree. But Mark Woolcock is clearly not a man hampered by life's inconvenient irrelevancies like rules. What Roy Marriott can't have known from his position on the 7th fairway is that this shot found a way through the trees before disappearing down a drop. So his provisional shot may not actually be required, which, considering where it ended up, is probably just as well. A quick round of terrible shots in the 17th now, starting with this woeful dribbler from Stephen Horrocks. Then there's Phil Facey, really taking the opportunity to experience all areas of the course with this long exploratory dispatch. And here's Darren Barnes-Wallace-Bruce doing his best impression of the legendary bouncing bomb. finally, let's spend a little time in the pent-up company of John Bruley, who starts by trying to blame the failure of this shot on some unseen protagonist. But he really has no one to blame but himself for missing this simple tiddler. Then, after another awful attempt at a chip, he decides to take his anger out on his club. Well, consider this a verbal warning, Mr. Bruley, and please chill yourself out. Can you believe it? We're almost halfway through the 2019 Trilby Tour. Just 5 more regional championships to enjoy before we reach the International Grand Final in Hull. Next week, it's back to tricky Trent Lock for the Championship of Nottinghamshire. In the meantime, if you'd like to be a future host of the Trilby Tour, please contact us via the website at www.trilbytour.com. We'll see you next week. William Hunt Savile Row, the perfect gentleman's playground in London, Manchester, Glasgow and Harrogate.